Good morning. Today's equation is called writing equations of geometric sequences. We are going to be looking at just problems 1 through 12 today. So we are going to be going over examples 1, 2, and 3. Those should help you get through the problems that are required of you. So writing equations of geometric sequences. Example 1, you were asked to write the multiplier of a sequence that was increasing by 64%. When we are talking about a growth that's increasing or decreasing by a percentage, you always start with 100%. You will always start with 100%. If it increases, you add to that 100%. And if it decreases, you subtract from 100%. So example 1, part A, it's increasing by 64%. So we take our 100% and we add 64%. You end up with 164%. That means your multiplier is 164%. Written as a decimal would be 1.64. In part B, again, you always start with 100%. It says in part B we are decreasing 34%. So it's a decrease of 34%. That means we subtract 34% from 100%. And we get 66%. So then you need to write that as a decimal. And that is our multiplier. Example 2 and 3 ask you to write the first 5 terms of the sequence. So the first 5 terms of the sequence, the way that it's written on the example is going, on the pre-written example is going to be different than the way that I'm going to show you how to write it. Either way is correct and either way is acceptable. So to find the first term, you plug 1 in to the equation for n. So you have 1 minus 1. So the t of 1 would be 3 times 2 to the 0. Any number to the 0th power equals 1. So we have 3 times 1, which just equals 3. So our first term is 3. Our second term, so you plug 2 in for n. We have 3 times 2 to the, what is 2 minus 1? A number to the first power is just itself, so we have 3 times 2, which would be 6. So our second term is 6. To find our third term, you plug 3 in for n. So we have 3 times 2 to the 3 minus 1 is 2. So 3 times 4 gives us 12. To find the fourth term, you plug 4 in for n. So 4 minus 1 would be 3, so 2 to the third. 2 to the third is 8. 8 times 3 is 24. And then to find the fifth term, you could plug 5 in, or you could see that it's just doubling each time. And our fifth term should be 48. For example number 3, so this is a recursive equation. Example number 2 was explicit. The recursive equation says your first term is 8. So your first term is 8. To find your second term, so what comes after the first term, the second term, you take your first term and multiply by 1/2. So what is 8 times 1/2? What is 1/2 of 8? We get 4. To find the next term, you do the same thing. Multiply 4 by 1/2 and we get 2. Do the same thing. You get 1. 1/2 of that is 1/2. So that would be the first 5 terms of example 3. You could show your work by dividing each of them by 2 Thank you, hope this helps.